census man came by one, wanted papers for the page. Said son, what's the tag you answer to? What's your town and what's your age? I told him Jack up in Missouri, told him Blind Joe down in June, told him everywhere was home when I was walking neath the moon. He scribbled down some nonsense, but he missed the truth by far, that a man who keeps on moving can erase his own birth star. I was born a different person every single time I stopped, but the only name that followed was the dust the road had dropped. The road don't care who you free. It only cares about the next mile you pay to it for free. I got a pocket full of nothing and 1,000 names I won, but the only thing I truly own is the hour that I'm born. You can run from the law, but you can't run from the road's final listen. The only thing that holds you steady is the leather in your blessing. I tried to settle down once in a valley green and slow. Met a woman with soft hands who asked me where I'd finally go. I told her here, I told her forever. Felt a heavy lie sink deep, the way you do when you make a promise that your restless bones won't keep. She asked me my real name, and I saw the end begin. Cause the moment you pick a label, the walls start closing in. I saw the garden growing, and I saw the fence it built, and I grabbed my coat at midnight before my identity spilled. The road don't care who you were, who you're aiming to be. It only cares about the next mile you pay to it for free. I got a pocket full of nothing and 1,000 names I won, but the only thing I truly own is the hour that I'm born. You can run from the law, but you can run from the road's final listen. The only thing that holds you steady is the leather in your blessings. They say a man needs a place where he can rest his tired head, but a roof is just a trap built right above where you were fed. The freedom ain't in the leaving, son. The freedom is the walk, knowing you can share your story. The second that they talk, I'm a whisper in the boxcar, I'm a shadow on the ground, and the best kind of existence is never making a sound. That grit I can't erase. It's glue beneath my eyelids, etched right onto my face. It's the only mark that's honest, the only thing that's true. A mix of Arizona red and Mississippi Delta blue. I shed the names like gold skin, but I keep the empty heart, cause the man who builds a foundation just tears his life apart. I'm walking till the sun dies or until my feet get sore. Then I'll walk right out of this body and head out to the next damn door. Yeah. When I first stepped out on the gravel, I was 10 years old and blind, chasing after stories of the peaceful place you'll never find. They said the river turned to silver past the canyon's eastern wall, a place where all your sins were gone and you'd forget you ever fell. I walked across the flatland Saw 100 suns go down, thinking every dust trail led me closer to that perfect town. I crossed the painted desert, crossed the mountain dark and deep, but the nearer I got to the legend, the harder it was to keep. The road's final lesson ain't a map you hold in hand. It's the empty space behind your back in this wide and lonely land. I learned the destination is the place where good things cease. The road is the only honest way ever find release. If I ever find that perfect town, the search will have been for naught. 'Cause the wisdom is in the walking, not the prize that you have bought. I met a trapper up by the foothills, carrying a heavy hide. He said, son, I've got a secret that a man can't ever hide. He spoke of finding peace once in a cabin far away. Said he stayed there for a season, but couldn't make himself stay. He said the moment he built a fire and knew he had to stop, the silence got so heavy that his own soul started to drop. He walked right out of comfort, walked right back into the cold. Said the truth is not in settling, it's in the story left untold. The road's final lesson ain't a map you hold in hand. It's the empty space behind your back in this wide and lonely land. I learned the destination is the place where good things cease. The road is the only honest way ever find release. If I ever find that perfect town, the search will have been for naught. 'Cause the wisdom is in the walking, not the prize that you have bought. Now I look the horizon and I see the rising smoke, and I turn the other direction before my spirits broke. I'm a fool for the next corner, a fool for the setting sun, but I'm the wisest man alive for the miles that I have run. I'm scared of the arrival, scared of the heavy door, 'cause once you get to heaven, there's nothing left to hunger for. Just a mirage that the desperate need to see, a lie told by the settled folk to try and capture me. I carry no belongings that I can't leave behind tonight. I carry only forward motion, bathed in the moon's pale light. Now I'm old and brittle, but my feet still move the same. traveling to a place. I'm just fleeing from a name. The final lesson that the highway taught, I'll whisper in the air. The only thing worth chasing is the feeling of getting there. Met a man named Silas, put by a fire in the brush. Said he rode the trails for 40 years in a worried, nervous rush. He watched the Rangers swing their robe, watched the innocent get framed. I offered him my coffee, he just spat upon his name. He said, son, I'll take no charity, just listen close to this. The law ain't blind or righteous, it just needs a head to kiss. He said the only honest rule is the one you make yourself. Then he vanished in the canyon shadows, leaving me with nothing else. You won't find the truth in the church steeple or the bank. It's just grit beneath the fingernails pulled from the river's bank. I collected hard-won wisdom, 2 pennies for the soul, from every broken body that lost control. Yeah, the road is the only schoolhouse, and the lessons hit you fast. And the best advice you'll ever get is never meant to last. Down near the river bend, there was a woman worn in gray. She patched up wounded travelers, but her gaze was miles away. I asked her about a lover, said my own had run me thin. She sighed and tossed the stitch and said, that's how the trouble begins. She told me love ain't fuel, son, love is just a blinding flash. If you hold it tight, it burns you. If you let it go, it's ash. She picked up her supplies before the sun didn't say goodbye or wave. Just left me sitting by the embers with the lonely truth she gave. Met a blind picker one morning with a slide of smooth brass bone. He played a tune so sorrowful it made the very gravel moan. He said I traded sight for music, and the music sets the pace. I asked him if he ever worried about his final resting place. He strummed a chord that shuddered, and his voice was dark and low. He said fate ain't nothing but the way you choose to let the music flow. He said don't fight the key you're given, just accept the hand you hold. Then he laughed, packed up his instrument, and walked off into the cold. Last week by Dry Creek bed, drank a pint with a man who preached. He was covered in dirt and Bible dust, a faith he hadn't reached. I asked him if he'd found the Lord, or if the Lord had found his own. He tipped the jug back and said, it's a difference rarely shown. He wiped his mouth upon his sleeve and looked right through my shirt. Said, God is just a feeling that the loneliness won't hurt. He stood up and he blessed me, and he walked off down the track. He taught me that true religion is the weight upon your back. We are the walking universities, built on gravel and on grind. Our diplomas are the lines that carve our faces into time. The knowledge costs your comfort, it costs your settled ease, but I'd trade every soft bed for the truth shed in the trees. The gold you seek is useless, the wealth you chase is thin. The only thing that matters is the wisdom held within. I chased the shine of silver. In the first 10 years I ran, thought that gold was the only key to making me a man. I stole from the rich man's saddle, I gambled in the street, but every coin I gathered only burned my 2 bare feet. Yeah. The Lord chased the money, and the women won more, and the wealth was just a heavy load that weighed me to the floor. So I learned the quick release of letting everything just fall, 'cause the richest man I ever knew was the one who owned nothing at all. It's the empty hands reward, the final piece you see, when you own no name, no saddle, no promise you must keep. They preach a treasure waiting, but I learned the road's last plea. The only true possession is the weight of being free. I want for nothing now, Lord, and nothing follows me, and that's the only heaven I'm ever gonna see. I saw a man build a fence line, watched him sweat and watched him toil. He worked his whole damn lifetime to secure one patch of soil. He said, this land is my witness, this dirt will hold my bone. But the banker came and took it, and the man was left alone. I watched him walk away that day without a word of fight, and I knew his final lesson by the failure in his life. When you build a wall, it holds you in, no matter what you claim. And you can't be hurt by losing if you never play the game. It's the empty hands reward, the final piece you see. When you own no name, no saddle, no promise you must keep. They preach of treasure waiting, but I learned the road's last plea. The only true possession is the weight of being free. I want for nothing now, Lord, and nothing follows me. And that's the only heaven I'm ever gonna see. They talk about the anchor, the thing that makes you stay. But the only anchor I will trust is the one I throw away. No debt of love, no debt of deed, no soul I have to save, just a quiet understanding of the empty peace I crave. I'm a ghost before I die, I'm a shadow passing through, and the road only keeps a man who know exactly what to do. Who know exactly what to do. I saw a flower growing up right through a cracked, dry stone, and I knew that was the perfect way to live my life alone. No need for heavy water, no need for deep, soft ground, just the will to keep on breathing without a single sound. My pockets are turned inside out, my hands are clean and bare, and that's the only way to beat the darkness and the snare. When I finally lay my body down beneath the western sky, I'll have nothing left to give and nothing left to lie.
I found a watch left in the dry creek, the glass all cracked and grim. It stopped the day the owner learned the time meant nothing to him. I put it to my ear and heard the final empty sound. A broken clock still tells the truth when you're laid upon the ground. I don't keep track of hours, I keep track of what I see. And time ain't nothing but the silence stretching out between the trees. It stretches out forever when you're waiting for the sun, and it shrinks right down to nothing when you know the race is run. Yeah. Time is a yard bull, and the road is a chain. It holds you in the heat, then washes you with rain. It doesn't heal the scar, it just fades the color out. And the deepest truth I know is you can't hurry her down. The road's final lesson is that waiting is the cost, and the man who lives forever is the man who is truly lost. Oh,
Sat for 3 days waiting by the trail outside El Paso, waiting for a wagon going anywhere I didn't know. The minutes crawled like lizards, the years flashed by like a wind, and I felt the weight of every wrong that I had done since I began. A man who sits too long will find his memory takes hold, and the past you thought you outran is a story to be told. I threw that watch into the sand and stamped it with my heel, 'cause the cruelest truth of time is that you always have to feel. Time is a yard bull and the road is the chain. It holds you in the heat, then washes you with rain. It doesn't heal the scar, it just fades the color out. And the deepest truth I know is you can't hurry your doubt. The road's final lesson is that waiting is the cost, and the man who lives forever is the man who is truly lost. The lawmen ride like thunder, they think they've got all day, yeah, but a bullet doesn't care about the time you have to pay. I learned that the best defense is to simply disappear, yeah. Let the seconds run right over you and banish every fear. It's just the sun that rises and the sun that's bound to fall, and that's the only honest mark upon a lonely wall. Men preach of patience and the women pray for speed, but the road keeps turning over, ignoring every need. I used to think my walking was what kept the time moving fast. Now I know the time moves steady and I'm merely chained to the mast. I feel the end approaching, not like a sudden storm, but like the steady coldness that slowly keeps me warm. And when they find my body by the highway, bleached and dried, they'll know the running man finally ran out of time to hide.